The title of this mini podcast is Backstage Pass. Back in my broadcasting days, I had occasion to meet many of the great performers of the time because I had access to a backstage pass. Many people never get the opportunity to interact with these folks up close and personal. They only get to glimpse their gifts from afar. I gained admission with a coveted special pass. Here's the good news. We all have admission to the backstage part of us that bears gifts. We just rarely use it. One way to gain admission is through the power of admission. See, we've built up an immunity to admitting things. We just can't seem to own the idea of owning up. This is a game we play with ourselves and others that keeps the huge, imposing bouncer at the backstage door barring our admittance to greater gifts. The magic pass that gets you in is admission. The reasons people give for not making a clean breast of things is that it makes them feel wrong. No one likes the feeling of being wrong. We substitute another feeling to take its place: guilt. Many would rather feel the shame of guilt rather than the pain of wrong, so they never admit anything. Trouble is, both guilt and wrong keep you from gaining admission backstage, keeping you separated from your gifts. Here's a formula that works. Begin to admit things without adding the words right or wrong to your admission. Start with yourself. It's true that people even have a hard time admitting things to themselves, but it's the best, low-risk place to begin this practice. Admit what you did in factual terms. Leave the judgment and recrimination out of it. An effective admission needs to have the word I up front. I did fill in the blank. No adjectives, no fluffy words, just the statement of fact. I did fill in the blank. Life, like real courtrooms, doesn't contain many spontaneous admissions, no matter how many of them you see on TV courtroom dramas. We're hesitant to admit anything we've done because of the fear of banishment. What we fear is what we already have in place: banishment from our backstage place of love and acceptance. When you admit without adding right or wrong, it does two immediate things. 1, eases your guilt. 2, gets you through the backstage door. Once you practice with yourself, you can branch out with minor admissions to others until you work your way up to the full-blown freedom of major admissions. The trick to opening the door is to leave right and wrong behind on the floor. Right and wrong prevent you from admitting. Once you remove them from the requirements and just admit the facts, you've tapped into the newfound freedom that goes along with the power of admission. It's highly unlikely you'll take the first step towards admission if right and wrong remain in place. Start the process of admitting today, and you'll begin to feel the special perks of having a backstage pass. All the best, John.